Hey everyone, Tracy Wisnowski here, and I am super pumped to be bringing you today's post on the MLSP blog. Now, today's post is for those of you who suffer from analysis paralysis. If you're someone who buys a lot of courses, attends all the webinars, goes through the training, and yet you still don't seem to be getting much traction in your business, then this video is for you because I'm going to give you a few solid tips on how you can go from that information overload into massive action mode for your business. And this is going to be the way that you can actually start to produce some tangible results for your business. And so let's just get right to it with tip number one. And that is to make sure before you dive into any type of training or content that you set yourself an action objective. Before you start anything, you want to really know what is it that you want to get out of that and what are you specifically going to do with that information. So maybe you're going to be watching a Facebook training. Well, you might decide that you're going to launch some ads from that training, or you're going to share some information in a video that you learned from that training. Whatever it is, as long as it's something that's going to build your business and move it forward, that action is totally great and you want to know that ahead of time. Now, the second tip is to decide if that information is useful to you at the time. So here's the thing, you don't need to learn everything all at once. I know there's a lot of great information out there, but if you try to learn it all at once, it's just going to get stuck in your brain. You're not going to really be able to do much with it because you're just going to be overwhelmed with all the info being thrown at you. So rather than trying to digest it all, you want to start first with focusing on the information that's most relevant to what you're currently doing. So if your current marketing strategy is Instagram, then you might be someone who wants to go consume lots of Instagram training right now because you're actually on Instagram, you're using Instagram, and so you know you're going to apply exactly what you're learning. But here's the thing, I know that if you're anything like us, great courses come out, epic bonuses come out, and so there's going to be times where you still want to get other information and get other courses, even if they're not necessarily relevant to what you're doing right now. So in those situations, that actually leads me to step 3, and that's revisiting your old content. So if you end up buying courses or, attending webinars and that's not really relevant to what you're doing right now, you can kind of create a content vault or like a place where all those courses are stored so that you can go back and reference them at any time. And so step 3 is if you are someone who, has a lot of courses that you bought and you never took action on, you want to make a plan for going through those courses and taking action on them now. So something we've done is we've, made a list of all the different courses that we've purchased, and we get a feel for what modules are in them, and then we just go ahead and set up a game plan. It might be, hey, I'm going to do 1 or 2 modules a day of this course until I get it done. And so each day when you're doing those 1 or 2 modules, it's going to be a lot easier to take action on those because you're not overwhelming yourself with a ton of information. You're really making it applicable to whatever it is that you're doing. And another big thing, and you probably heard Ray Higdon say it, is that your notes, all that information that you're storing is uncashed checks. And so if you just keep leaving it there, not doing anything with it, you're leaving a ton of money on the table. And so I highly suggest, even if you have a lot of courses that you purchased, to go back, revisit them, spin them, come up with some new purpose and some new content from that material so that you can use that information. And the final tip is to actually only take notes on what it is you plan to use. So even when you're picking that particular course or webinar or training to go through, or even a book, you don't have to worry about taking notes on every little thing. And if you're anything like us, it can be really easy to highlight a whole page of a book or to, be sitting there frantically trying to type every single thing you're hearing on a webinar. But the thing is, you're not necessarily going to use all of that information. So as you're watching things, always keep in the back of your head, how am I going to use this information? If it's something that you can see yourself applying or doing, then take notes on those things because those are going to be of use to you. So I hope that helps anyone who is struggling with overwhelm. You can see these are very simple tips, but it's amazing how we can go through our days just simply letting ourselves be overwhelmed without sitting down for a moment, just getting strategic, coming up with a game plan for your business and for all the content that you're consuming so that you can go out there and rock it in your business. So thanks for joining me today, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you on the next video.